Hello everyone, welcome to Chaudhary Data World channel. Today I am here with a new video on pivot column. So till now we have covered up all these options available in this Power Query window: fill, replace value, rename, detect data type, and all those. So check out those videos as well. In this video we will be covering up this pivot column. So let's get started with the video. Here I will first move to slides. So just to explain what is basically pivot column is. So here you can see, create a table that contains an aggregate value for each unique value in a column. So this is a very deep sentence. Just focus on this sentence basically. Creating a table that contains an aggregate value. Till now it would be clear to you. For each unique value in a column, So basically in this attribute, I have just taken a reference dummy table example here. So in this attribute column, you can see that A1, A2, A3, A1, A2, A3, and again A1, A2, A3. That means these three values, that is A1, A2, A3, these are a unique value in a column, in attribute column, which will be converted to basically this to different columns. That will be A1 will be an individual column, A2 and then A3. The values will be mapped accordingly to that particular A1 and A2, A3. So that means you can see here basically that we are converting rows to column. This is a very basic definition of this pivoting, that you just convert rows to column, having in your mind that those values should be unique. That means A1, A2, A3 it is taking up here, and under that it is just grouping those values into basis of this A1, A2 and A3. Hope you guys are understanding this thing. I will just show you an example how this basically works. Here in this country, date and value, I have just kept this example from Microsoft documentation. So you can just see that these three columns are country, date and value, in which you are having USA, Canada and Panama. So these three values are unique in this particular country column, and date, these are again repeating in nature, 678, 678, 678. Values are different in all these. So when we pivot this whole table, so what this on the basis of this date column, so what it will basically do is it will create individual dates with having unique date into it. That means 6, 7 and 8 are the unique dates, basis of which country will be mapped, and the values will be according to this country and this date. Again country, this date. So basically it becomes a matrix form like thing, in which you just summarize the big table into a smaller table. So this is the basic use of pivot table, and how this pivot table basically look like, you might be aware of now. So let's jump to Power BI, and we will see there that how to implement this pivot column concept into Power Query window. Here we are having same example which I was showing you, country, date and value. We will pivot this, and how this pivoting work I will show you in this in few moments. So you will first select date. Basis of date you want to pivot it, because date should be unique column actually. So we will click on pivot column here, and you can see it is asking for two different options, this country and then this value. So when you want to map basically date column with these values, not with this country. So what you want to do is this country, between country and value, you will choose this value column, and under this advanced option there are different aggregate functions available here. You might be aware of what this count, all, not blank, minimum, maximum, medium, average, And then there is a different option, that is don't aggregate. If you want to not aggregate this thing, you will go through if you don't want to aggregate this value column basically, then you can go through this one. And by default Power BI, what it does is aggregation, it takes it as sum. So right for now in this example I will take don't aggregate, and then we will apply this whole concept here. You can see that it before this table, before this pivoted table, it was having table which we were not getting, we were not able to extract any much information from here. But in this pivoted column we can now see that basis of the individual dates and basis of the individual countries, we are having the values mapped corresponding to each other. Hope this is clear to you. Now we will apply this whole pivot column thing in some complex table. So I will move to this demo file 2 table, in which is a very big table basically, in which there are multiple columns available in it. You can see we will apply the order date. This is order date actually, this is SIP mode, and then this is sales. So what the use case is basically, we want to check this SIP order date, basis of order date and SIP mode, we want to check the sales value. So we want to map this particular table. So what we will do, we will select all these three columns, order date, SIP mode, and then this sales. Now you are having all these three selected into your query window. What you will do is now you right click and remove other column. It will remove all the other column except these three columns. So now these three columns are with us. What we will do now is, on SIP mode and order date, we want to map this sales value. So what we will do, we will select SIP mode or order date, whatever we want to make the column. So we want to make column as SIP mode, suppose. We will click on pivot column, and in this pivot column, what should be our value column will be sales. Under this advanced option, we want to just take sum of all the sales in that particular order date and that SIP mode. So when we will click OK, we can see that order date, it is into your separate column, and whatever SIP mode were there, it is classified into different columns, basis of which at this particular sales data, it is mapped. So on this first means 3rd of month, 1st 2050, it is just 457. So all this data, it is mapped right now here. If we want to just alter this thing, so what we will do, what we want to do is basically this whatever method it was there, SIP mode it was there, we want to keep it in this left side. That means it should be into a separate column. All these SIP modes and all these order dates should be into different columns. So what we will do, we will just go ahead and we will select order date now, pivot column. This time we want to make this order date into different columns. So we will choose values column as sales, the same one, and it will be sum. On click of it, we will get that whole SIP mode will be into your different column, and all these dates will be separated under different columns, you can see here, and the values will be mapped against it based on the aggregation function sum. That means it is summing all the things which are in suppose we are just, for example, if you want to understand, so basically what this particular cell value does is, in first class, where whatever there is in the first class on this particular date, it is summing up and then it is putting up here. So for this the data might not be available, that's why it is null. For this second class, you can see that data is available. So what it is doing, whatever SIP mode it is from second class on this particular date, it is summing up here and putting it into the table. So hope this is clear to you. So any confusion, let me know into the comment section. Hope this video you find very useful. Like to the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching the videos.